We are live now. Hi,
Yay.
Shannon.
Hey, Shannon.
Hello, Wobble Family Adventures.
Hey, Brandy at Weibel.
So we got a couple of people with us anyway.
I think some other people will be joining in. I know there's a lot of lives on Monday, so people will be pouring in a few minutes. But thanks for having us. We really appreciate it. Or having me. I appreciate it.
Well, I was excited to have you guys on. I'm finding it to be a lot of fun to get to know everybody. This is all new to me, and so I'm like, well, I want to hear your story.
I agree. I agree. I'm glad we connected.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
We'll be going live with them on the 8th, I believe.
Sweet.
So,
Yeah, they're a great channel. We finally got connected to them. I don't know about you, but sometimes I find that I say hello to the same people in the chats, and either one, I'm connected to them, and then I get disconnected. We all know why, or for some reason I never get connected to them. So I finally got connected to them, and I'm glad we did.
yeah, they have some great content. Well, you want to tell us a little bit about what y'all do? Have y'all always done that?
No, we haven't. So yeah, I don't mind. I'm ready to start. So last year, when we all know what happened, we had moved to South Dakota in January of 2020. Ryan had been out here since March of 2019, and I was still back in North Carolina trying to tie up loose ends and working and stuff. Fast forward, we get out here, everything hit the fan, so to speak. And what happened was we actually had barns on our property that we actually had told the owner to remove and then kind of just let it go when we got to closing. So what ended up happening was I was walking around in the store, similar to Tractor Supply, and I said, "Oh, look at the chicks. Let's get some chicks. We got a coop." And that's where it started. So we ended up getting a dozen chickens, laying hens, and raised them up and redid the coop and so on. And obviously all the concerns about shortages and all of that. And we really just, I want to say that it was like an epiphany and like everything came together, if that makes sense.
Right.
We always wanted to do this. Ryan used to farm when he was younger. He grew up in a rural area. I grew up in Queens, New York, so farming was not my thing. However, what ended up happening was we just got really concerned, and I got bit by the bug about wanting to have some control over having food for us and living something simpler. And so that's where we are now. So, since May 1st of 2020, we have grown in leaps and bounds with animals and everything else. So we're pretty excited.
That's awesome. Hello, Lisa and Cowgirl.
Hey, bro, cowgirl. Hello, Lisa Colovi.
And I think it's funny because do you guys consider yourself a farm or a homestead?
Originally we considered ourselves a homestead, and I say farm now, but I know farm technically by the definition is a lot larger than we are. But I happen to like the word farm better than homestead because of our name.
Right.
It fit better. So we consider ourselves a farm, but we're also a homestead. So I use it interchangeably.
I think it's hilarious because I've been in the country most all of my life, except maybe a couple of years, and most of that was in Springdale when I met my husband and we got married, and then we moved back to where I was from, but Springdale, Arkansas, that is. So, but I've never really. My parents had some cows when I was young, and but as far as ever getting our own animals, it's really never happened. And now I've got all involved in YouTube, and I'm like, oh, I need some chickens, and I need a pig, and buy a cow. And my daughter's like, Mom, we are not getting a pig.
Why not? They're so cute.
I know. And I was like, I was going to ask you what your favorite animals on your place was and tell you my favorite on your place is Sherman and Grant. I love those little pigs. They're so cute. I love watching the videos.
My favorite is the pigs. It was the chickens, I will admit, but my favorite is the pigs. I just love, we had Maggie and Winston. I don't know if you saw videos with them. Maggie and Winston were our Mangalitsa, Duroc, and Berkshire pigs, and we recently just brought them to the processor. We love them too, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But Sherman was our first Kuni, and he was my baby. He still is. And then we have Eleanor and Fiona, and now Grant, who's the youngest. And I just love them. We have a bulldog, and quite honestly, the personality of the pigs, the Kuni pigs, reminds me of our bulldogs. I mean, I get snout kisses on my ankles every morning.
Aw.
Muddy ankles all the time.
Now, Brandy and Jesse from Wobble Family Adventures, we live about what, Brandy? Maybe 6-7 miles apart.
Oh, wow.
And but they branched out and went and got in the animals market. I know they have some chickens and different stuff, and I'm like, oh, I need some of this stuff. But
yeah,
I'm gonna say if we get something, a pig's gonna come first.
Yeah,
I've already picked out his name. I'm gonna name him Wilbur.
Oh, cute. That's cute. I like it. Ryan's a history buff, so we have that's why we have Sherman and Grant. And then we have Eleanor, which was Sherman's wife. And then Fiona just came out of the blue because my friend had said Fiona's a great name. And I said, yeah, I like that name too.
That's funny. I seen the video of you guys processing the antelope. And I've seen antelope in the title, and I'm like, I watch a family that's in Alaska, and they do a lot of moose and stuff.
Oh.
I'm like, antelope? I've never thought of antelope. I got a lot to learn.
We all do. I mean, hey, I've been learning the whole time. And Nick from Arizona Highlands said 3 to 6 chickens should be kept by every household, in my opinion. So easy. I concur. Chicken chores are literally 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, and then maybe some weekend coop cleanup. And for 3 to 6 chickens, it's nothing. We have 25 and a rooster now. The dynamic has changed. It's a lot dirtier.
I bet. They said they were the gateway drug.
They are.
Chickens would be great, but when I found the first snake, so that's going to be a different story. So, but I mean, I know chicken snakes are pretty much harmless, but it's just the idea of it.
Well, I knock on wood, I've not had a snake here, but of course I'm at over 5,300 feet, so it's a little cool.
They would freeze to death up there.
They do exist, though. They do exist. But
we have rattlesnakes and copperheads and water moccasins.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yes, that's what. And the bad thing is, if you come up on like the copperheads and water moccasins, they won't run from you. They're not scared.
Yeah, very true. I'm familiar with them. I mean, like I said, I lived in North Carolina, and we had them in Connecticut also. So I just wanted to say thank you to Shannon, Journey Along with Shannon. She said she's putting on our playlist tonight. Thank you, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon. Oh, Cowgirl has cows, horses, pigs, chickens, goats, quail, rabbits. Well, they no longer have rabbits or pigs, she said.
Yep.
But they harvest wild pigs too. Hey, we have plenty of those things down here. If you want to come get some, they're in abundance.
She has a great channel.
Yeah. And Brandy said we've had almost every farm animal but a cow.
Oh, I want a cow so bad, but I don't have the land.
I didn't think that we had enough land either, but there's this one farm in New York. They run, I mean, I think their whole farm is like 40 acres, 45 acres. They run like 30 something head of cow. That's not counting all their buildings and all their stuff. And I'm like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
I thought they would have to have more space than that.
Yeah. I mean, we have 2 acres. So
That's about what we have. We have almost 2.
yeah, I mean, with the pigs, like we rotate their pastures, but we also feed them hay because the Kuni pigs are pasture raised.
Uh-huh.
So we do that, and then we give them grain because we know that we can't fit them, on all these different pastures. Yeah, we buy lots of feed and hay. She said that cow farm buys lots of feed and hay, but we do too.
Yeah. But I seen a video where you did. I thought you were going to talk about the people at the end of the road. Oh my cow. Y'all don't know what you're missing. Okay. We have these people that live maybe a block from our house. We live off of the highway out in kind of the edge of the woods, kind of sort of we do. But
yep.
Anyway, they live right on the highway. I lie not. Their house looks like it's about to fall in, and it probably will.
Yeah.
Because they run pigs there, all in their yard.
Wow.
The pigs go all under the house.
Oh, wow.
They're all down the side of the highway. Their goats are down the side of the highway. I passed by there a while back, and there were 2 goats sitting in the window in the house. I'm like,
in the house.
In the house.
Okay, well, wait a minute. Guilty as charged. Sherman has been in my house, as has Grant.
But they're cute. I understand people do have pigs in the house at times, but goats, I've never seen a goat in the house sitting in. I mean, they were just casually sitting in the window watching traffic go by. 2 of them, and I'm like, oh my. But
different strokes, right?
Yeah, for real. I think they like the image of having a farm.
Yeah.
But they don't do anything with it. It's just all about, they don't get any, we don't notice them getting any use out of it.
Yeah.
And they had horses for a while, but they never messed with them. So they sold them. But when people went in to catch them, those horses were so crazy because nobody ever messed with them. Yeah. So, I mean, they were no good. So I think they like the animal image, but I don't know.
Huh.
It's kind of different. So, anyway, you have any questions?
Do I have any questions?
You have any questions? I'm lost for words for once.
What state are you in? If you don't mind saying.
Arkansas.
You're in Arkansas.
On the Louisiana line.
Nice.
I'm Bigfoot's neighbor.
Okay. We are in South Dakota.
Uh-huh.
So originally, like I said, I grew up in Queens, and Ryan and I met, and we had our family, because we're older now. We had our family in Connecticut, and it was Norfolk, Connecticut, which was up by the tri-state corner, which is where Mass, New York, and Connecticut meet. And then we ended up moving to North Carolina, one of the Tennessee border counties, which was pretty rural. And then we ended up coming out to South Dakota because Ryan had work opportunities. That's why we've moved each time. So, and then now we're in the Black Hills of South Dakota. Like I said, we're about a little over 5,300 feet. So that's why we have the snow and all that stuff. And we're expecting another storm tomorrow. I have to admit, I'm not ready for it. Like the other one, it didn't bother me as much. I knew it would warm up again. But then I got a taste of having to shut the hose off and do buckets for chores. So I remembered pretty quickly how much I don't like winter. Just for chores, you know what I mean? But it's beautiful.
I can handle the cold, and I can handle snow. I mean, of course, we don't get near what y'all get. And some years we really don't get any to speak of. I mean, but last year it got so cold. Man, our pipes busted under the house. It turned into a mess. And but I don't know. We were without water for a few days. It took a little bit to get, because by the time you could get under there, then everything's melting and it's running down, or else it was raining. So it took a while to get straightened out.
Yeah, that polar vortex last year messed with everybody. We had it too, and we don't even though we live in a very cold climate, our chickens are acclimated, our animals are acclimated. We usually just add extra shavings for them during a cold snap. And if we need to, we keep them closed in barns and not let them out and put their feed and water in with them. But last year, we had to break down and put a heater in the chicken coop because they were starting to get frostbite, and I didn't want that to happen to them. So we lived on edge with a heater in there, but what I would do was like blow it off with an air compressor every day to keep the dust off of it. I had it in we had these boxes in our coop before we renovated it, and it literally was in the middle of a mesh box, like if you had to isolate a chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those farm heaters where if it knocked over, it would shut off. And we were panic stricken having it on.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Cowgirl, that critter has been seen running all through these woods down here, supposedly. But yeah, it's a big thing. There's like a metal thing down by the post office where you can walk behind and stick your face through and get your picture made. And there's a store that's all decked out down there in the Boggy Creek Monster.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. I mean, I think, I'm trying to think of some things like your viewers may want to know, if that helps.
Right.
We have started with 12 chickens. We have 25, and we just got a rooster. We had been on the fence, didn't want a mean one. And the lady who sold us the pig was actually a friend of ours and had a really sweet rooster who was the result of a straight run that ended up being mostly roosters. So we ended up getting him, and he's been great. We have bourbon red turkeys. We had 5 chicks that we raised. One is deceased, and then we ended up with 2 toms and 2 females. So we decided to breed them instead of what we intended.
Right.
We had Cornish cross chickens this year. We had about 26 was how many made it to processing. But I think we had gotten about 40, but they were not as well off as the Red Rangers, whereas the Red Rangers were a lot more hardy, and I think I'll stick with them in the future.
Hey, Marino.
Hey, Marino. So we have them, and then we had Fiona, Eleanor, Sherman, and Grant now that we have. And then we had Maggie and Winston, and we ended up yielding a good amount of pork from that. So we were pretty excited. It's really good. Yeah. That was the first pig we raised.
Yeah. Hey, Casey. Yeah, your mom loves chickens. And that's another thing, getting into you guys doing your own chickens brings me back to I would like to buy meat and put it up. Yeah. Instead of, like locally grown meat. Mm-hmm. And there's several people that their vlogs that I follow. I've noticed they do that now.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure it's probably way better quality, but than what we get in the store. If you can find it in the store down here. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, we roughly figured it out. So the chickens, we had it figured out to a T. The pigs, Lisa, guilty as charged, got a little lazy figuring it out. But quite honestly, I wasn't as concerned. But what we did was, I think we figured it out. It was about $5 or $6 a pound for the pork. Uh-huh. Well, for the quality of the pork, and looking at the grocery store prices, and knowing that I have that much in my freezer, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I mean, even laying, I seen one guy, he put out the meat he raised versus the meat come from the store. I mean, looking at it, you can tell.
Oh yeah,
it looks way better, a better, grade. But I don't know. I think you guys are going to force me to change my life, and I don't know.
Look, I'm going to tell you.
No telling what I'm going to get into.
But you grew up in the country. Here's the thing. I grew up in Queens, New York, right?
Yeah.
This is unheard of at the time that I was growing up. And I remember all the way down to the day we were loading up Maggie and Winston. Ryan didn't say it, but I'm sure he was watching me, thinking I was going to break down and bail. And it was hard. Don't get me wrong. It was hard. But from day one, I knew that they served a purpose and they were going to nurture and feed our family.
Mm-hmm.
And even when Winston got hurt and we couldn't find a vet to take care of him, we doctored him up. We did everything we could because he's our responsibility. And it's not just because he's meat, it's because I don't want his life in vain.
Right.
So even the day we loaded them up, we said a prayer, we said goodbye to them, which is what we do to all of our animals. We say a prayer and thank them. And then from there we move on. And sure, it's kind of weird, but you know what? The other thing about it is I feel like we honor their legacy.
Exactly. But, and as time goes on, though, as far as the times we're living in now,
yeah,
you almost have to prepare because you really honestly don't know from day to day. I don't know from one grocery trip to the next what I'm going to find,
Yep.
And I don't know. I just want to be more prepared myself. So
don't wait. That's my best advice. Don't wait, because we now have not bought any meat from the grocery store, quite honestly. And that's a really good feeling because I never have to stop and get that. We get a produce box and we get salmon from what we call Black Hills Bulk.
Uh-huh.
So it's like a bulk shipment order for the Black Hills, and they have drop-off points. So you order and stuff like that. I just put it in one of our recent videos today, I think. But it's just, you're growing your own food. It's much better quality. You have more access to everything. It's just, I can tell you, the day we brought the pork home from the butcher, I literally was smiling from ear to ear, and so was my husband. And we were just like, we did this, we did this, we did this.
Yeah.
It was our first pigs. So.
Exactly. Hello, Rooster Outdoors.
Hey.
And, Casey Bond says, Mama and Grandma used to raise chickens, and the family would all get together and have a chicken picking.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the meat you raise is nothing like the meat you get. Nothing.
Not. I mean, you kind of have control. Well, I mean, you actually do have control on what goes into the animal anyway.
Absolutely. I know, and I'm probably not going to be popular because of this, but a lot of folks will throw anything they have at pigs.
Mm-hmm.
Anything. I will not do that. Because the way I look at it, the pigs that I feed are feeding my family. So we do feed them a whole diet of grain. And then we also give them some vegetables and stuff. But I don't choose to feed them. I don't think it's wrong by other people. I just don't choose to feed them donuts and bread and all that stuff.
Right. Right.
My husband, nice to meet you.
My husband's father raised hogs, so he kind of knows a little bit. He's already familiar with it, and but he was, talking about how it was back when they raised them. They fed them a lot of corn and like the feed and stuff. But I don't know. I guess back to as far as my channel, I like to cook, and that's something I wanted to do. So it kind of came about when all the stuff started in 2019, and it rocked on to 2020. That's kind of where I picked up and started Southern Roots.
Okay.
And but it's been fun. It's been something that's kind of pulled me out of my shell. Kind of, I'm not usually a very talkable and just person. That's just not me. Unless I really know you. So to stick myself out there and really start talking, that's just, it's different for me. But I've enjoyed it. And I'm going to try to incorporate a few other things besides cooking. And just see where it goes. But it's fun. It's something to do. And I love our community.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love how everybody, you know, bands together and we help each other out. And I got my first mail the other day. Shannon sent me a t-shirt.
How exciting.
Now I'm going to have to do a mail call video. So I can't be outdone now.
That's awesome. Those are great, though.
I was excited, though. So I was like, well, I've never got anything in the mail. I've had it since, May of 2020, I think is when I started. I was like, oh, wow. I've got my first thing.
You're doing great. You've only been doing this since May of 2020. You're doing awesome. We started in, I think I started, like I've been on YouTube forever, but I didn't make a channel until the summertime of of 2020. But then because I didn't know how this worked. And so then I put a video and you watched it actually. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're in the archives. But we put our first video out the end of October. And I was like, it was a slideshow and people were like, you know, giving it thumbs down. And I was like, this is just great. But you know what? And it was funny because Gail Southern Living asked me, she's like, did you delete it? And I'm like, no, I've left every video I've posted up because you know how cool it is to go back and watch it?
Yeah.
I think it's fun. Erin at Bramble Hill said to me one day, she said, wow, I just watched your New Year's video where you talked about all the things you wanted in the new year. And this was, 20 into 21. And she goes, you've accomplished all that. How cool is that? And I was like, oh man, I didn't even think of that. So we had to go back and watch stuff.
Yeah. Monts, I agree. By the way, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Tommy at Monts, welcome.
You eat what you feed your animals.
You are what you eat, right?
You are. Thanks, Shannon and Casey. The chickens are a work in progress.
Get you some.
Hey, Wilbur's probably going to come before the chickens, though.
What kind of Wilbur would you get? Would you get a feeder pig that comes in the spring, or would you get like a pig that you're going to have all the time?
I don't know. I don't know nothing about pigs.
I didn't know anything about them either. I watch YouTube. No, here's what a lot of people do. A lot of people will get feeder pigs in the spring, right? Because they get the piglets and they don't need to overwinter them.
Right.
Because they butcher them by October or November.
Mm-hmm.
So we got ours the last day in January. And then Ryan kept having it in his head, like November. And I'm like, okay. And then they're like 300 pounds. And we're like, he goes, oh crap, not November. He goes, I forgot we got him so early. So that's when we ended up butchering them. But you'll figure it out. The Merck veterinary manual is amazing. Let me just tell you.
I need to get that. Rooster, I smoke a lot of meat, but my absolutely favorite style is Mexican food. Yeah, I love Mexican food. But I guess that would be my two main go-tos would be smoking meat and cooking Mexican.
Nice.
So, but I am about to order some stickers. I finally found a place to print some up. But Casey said Daddy used to raise them fresh pork. Raise them fresh pork is amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
But I set up some merchandise on Bonfire. I don't know how many's familiar with it. I've never used them. This was the first time. So I'm learning all kinds of avenues.
Me too.
Tim's like, oh, they're great. You know, that's who I use. So I'm like, well, okay. But I'm 55 subscribers away. I gained like 2 since I talked to you.
Awesome. Congratulations. That's amazing.
But anyway, I don't know.
That's
It's just a lot of,
wonderful.
I just love meeting people and going on and chatting live. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm gonna do a challenge. I'm gonna do Rooster. I have a pellet grill, so I use all types. Or
Yep.
pellet smoker, I should say. It's not a grill,
Yep.
but mostly hickory or mesquite. Sometimes
Nice.
pecan, sometimes fruit. Not very much though, but
Yeah.
a fruit wood.
That's
I'm
really
gonna-
cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a chili challenge.
Ooh.
This is chilly weather, so I'm gonna put out the details on my video that's gonna come out because I made chili tonight and shot the video, so I'm gonna put it out tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do a first and second prize.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
See.
exciting. That's exciting. We put out a what's in your first aid farm kit challenge just to learn from everybody. And you know, I just throw this out there because it's for anyone who even has pets. I know like Shannon has dogs. I know Broke Cowgirl did it, but it's open to anybody. We have a video on it. But even if you just have domestic pets in your house, like you have cats and dogs, if you have a first aid kit, throw up a video on it because it's good for everybody to learn.
Right.
Because when we first started, we didn't have a first aid kit, and my husband is Mr. Prepared. There's first aid kits everywhere for animals, people, for the dog, and for people. And I said to him, we don't have anything for the farm animals, so we built one up, and then we just wanted to learn from everybody. So just a heads up, if you've got pets and you have a kit, Sherry, we want to see a video.
Okay.
The details are in my video.
I will go back and look that one up.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Broke Cowgirl did it, and my gosh, I learned so much from her video you wouldn't believe. And then Country Mama did one, and all she did was show how she cut one of those, you know, those shopping bags everybody buys from the store just to lug their stuff home.
Yeah.
She cut it and showed how to make it an animal sling. And I've done that before, and we have a piece of plywood for animals that are immobilized and stuff like that. But for her to do a video on it, like a lot of people just don't think of it, you know?
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, she comes up with all kinds of stuff.
I love her.
Yeah, she's got a great personality. Brandy says, only thing is we can't taste all the chili.
Oh,
True. But I think I'm gonna have everybody shoot their video, and then at the end when it's over, everybody can, whoever gets the most votes or whatever.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, Rooster, they're all awesome woods. Woods, yeah. I am so tired, y'all. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning and went on we own 2 bread routes.
Oh, wow.
So, very rare. I went with my son on one of them, then came home, cooked supper, got ready for all of this. I'm like a walking zombie is what I feel like. But
and gave me a heart attack.
I'm not used to getting up at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, that's rough. I get up on the days that I should be getting up at 5 on the days that I go to work, but I like to wait until the last minute, shower and jump in the car and run.
Oh, I hear you.
Because those are the days I'm usually gone 12 hours, the days I work. So
it's those. Hey, Big Matt. I am glad you jumped on tonight.
Hey, Matt. And Broke Cowgirl said after she posted it, it dawned on her that she didn't even drag out her CowMed box, and it's got all that stuff in it. Well, trust me, you already overwhelmed me with all the stuff you had. I was taking notes. I thought it was great. Hey, Tina Ladybug.
Hey, Tina. It's nice to see you.
It's nice to see Tina always.
Yeah, it is.
So what are the plans for your channel?
Well, I don't know. I'd like to do if we do get some animals, I'll put some stuff up there, and then I'll do some more cooking, and then I don't know, just little trips or whatever. I just kind of want to mix things up and not just stay with just straight cooking. We're fixing to do some remodeling
Nice.
on our house. This room I'm actually sitting in now, which you can't see nothing but a little bit of the wall, but it's about to become my dining room. So we're fixing to start remodeling it, and
Exciting.
I'm gonna do some videoing on it. She says she has 30 years of animal stuff accumulated.
Yeah.
You might send Lisa 2 or 3 videos.
You could. I'm on
Get
Instagram.
more than one entry.
Yeah, you could send me all the entries you want. I'll take them all. You just keep making videos, and I'll keep putting them on the playlist. And you know me, I watch every single one of them. I love her. She's taught me so much. She's got this chicken coop video. She bought this chicken coop at an auction, and she remodeled it, and it is the cutest darn thing ever.
Well, I wrote her name down. I'm just going to come after you once I get off here. I'm just going to come look you up.
She's awesome. And I believe, I don't want to say her first name if she doesn't want me to say it, but I think I said it on my live. If I'm correct, it's Darlene, Bro Cowgirl. If I'm wrong, tell me, because I want to write it down so I don't screw it up again. I'm sorry. She's laughing.
She ain't saying nothing.
She's like, I'll keep you in suspense.
Mont said, that's what I do, Sherry. I try to do a video of things that I know what I'm doing. Mostly. Oh, she said Gwen is her name.
Gwen, where did I get Darlene from? I'm so sorry. I'm looking for a pen right now. Gwen, I'm so sorry. Public apology.
Have to get me a notebook and write down everybody's names that go with all these channels. I've got a few of them down.
I've got it. Gwen. Now, hopefully, I'll remember it, because usually when I screw it up and then somebody corrects me, that's when I remember it.
Well, next Monday, we're going to go live with Mama V. So,
oh, exciting.
Let's see what she's doing up in the woods up there.
Lots of good stuff going on up there with Mama V.
Yeah.
I think this is Tom's week at Mom's Family Homestead for our channel. I'm going to double check, because usually I reach out tomorrow to folks.
I have no clue, but I'm bad about not introducing myself in a video. I get stupid in front of the camera. I get stupid. I forget what I'm going to say. I spit and I sputter, and I don't pronounce stuff right. I don't know how many times I've messed up here tonight.
I do the same thing. In fact, Bramble Hill Homestead made fun of me one time, because in the middle of the video, I was like, there's something on my lens and it's driving me crazy. And I was like, but you know what? That's what makes us human,
Yeah.
And Tommy, I'll be in touch with you to get that all set for Friday.
Oh, thank you, Brandy. You guys inspire me too. Y'all are doing awesome with y'all's channel. They're up to over 1,000 subscribers now.
Yeah, I saw that. We saw them in the chat, like I talked about earlier. We saw them in the chat all the time, and I know I was connected at one time and then disconnected, so we're back there again.
Well, I'll be watching Ridge Live, Tim's deal, and all these people are in the chat. I talk to them, then I go back and I look and I'm like, I'm not even subscribed to them. I don't know how many lately I have found. I've had to go back and subscribe, and I talk to them all the time, and I thought I was already subscribed, but I wasn't.
But I think the reality is what Tim always says. Tim always says, hey, don't subscribe unless you like their content, Yeah. And I'm not a fishing person. My husband is. I'm not a hunting person, believe it or not. He does it, and I'll help him prepare the meat. But I have to tell you, I watch a lot of fishing channels.
Yeah.
I'm going to support them,
And it's like me and you were talking, we need to support each other.
Yep.
And I mean, if they're going to support me, and I want to do my part to support them. And I mean, I may not watch everybody's video the day or the hour it comes out. I may not get to it till the next day. I mean, I literally sometimes sit in front of my subscribers list and just go down the list and just start watching. I get as far as I can.
Yep.
Oh, Cowgirl's got a hickey accent. Where are you from? Are you a hick from the sticks?
She's from Texas, I believe.
Texas.
However, I don't know. I've screwed up her name, so I probably got that wrong too.
Texas girl.
She's got beautiful hair.
I was born in Texas. Actually, I live about 15 miles from the Texas line. I can go into town and put 1 foot in Arkansas and 1 foot in Texas at the post office.
Oh, cool. She's got beautiful, like, salt and pepper hair, and she pulls it up so nicely in a bun. And you don't sound like a hick. You sound awesome. You got some great country wisdom. Like, I feel like that country wisdom book everybody's putting on their prepping videos. Like, right there, that's Gwen. She's got years of experience doing all that stuff. Texarkana.
Yeah. Texarkana, absolutely.
We love you, Gwen.
Yeah, Tina, if I can get on here and do it, you can do it.
We all can do it.
Yes. Montz lives in Mississippi.
Yep.
I'm coming for you too. I'm just going to subscribe to you. We're going to have to discuss all these accents now, I guess. Country twang.
That's all right. Every once in a while, Ryan teases me because my Queens, New York comes out. Sounds like I just walked off the subway.
So you don't sound like you have an accent to me.
Oh, it comes out. It comes out here and there. I try to control it. But I've also moved around a lot through the years, so it's been different. Like, whereas, my mom, before she passed, I mean, it was like day one. It was like it's ingrained in her. It's like she just walked off the subway herself. So funny.
She calls
Ladybug, you can totally do this.
Marino says, I don't have an accent.
Chapta, Mike.
Yeah.
He's a Maina.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think you got one, Marino, from what I've heard. Oh, my cow. Cowgirl says she don't hear it till she does a video. And I'm like, seriously, backwoods hick accent.
That's the worst. Like, that's the worst. Listening to yourself. Like, I do a video and I'm like, oh, it didn't sound too bad. And then I play it back and I go, oh boy.
The best thing to do is post it and forget about it.
Oh, I know. I know. No, I try to edit. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't try to edit the real out of it. In fact, today's video was, I don't like to cook. I'm not a fan of cooking. And I just had everybody name my cooking series because I just want to cook so I'm not wasting. You know what I mean? Long story short, I bought an immersion blender.
Uh-huh.
So I left it in there because how many times did I press the button and it didn't do anything? Because you got to press both. Hey, Rochelle at Brandon Gardner. She just had a big interview on Gail Southern Living.
Hey.
Rochelle is awesome.
I'll have to check her out too.
She's in Canada and has an amazing yard with beautiful flowers, beautiful garden, and she cooks stuff to die for.
Well,
got a heart of gold.
I'm gonna come over and check her out. But it's like me trying to use my Ninja. I don't know how many videos I've done, and I've not hit the right button, and I've had to go back and redo it. And I'm like, oh my cow! I love to use it, but it's something about, I don't know. I just can't get it to work when I need it to. When it's really important that it works right.
Well, here, if this will make you feel better, here's my confession for the evening. You ready?
Oh yes, let's hear it.
I started fermenting this year. Like I said, I'm not a good cook. I just cook to eat. That's it. Right. I love gadgets. Yes, I do, Rochelle. So our big joke was I started canning. First time ever for me.
Mhm.
And we canned 1 jar. so then, because that's all we had of tomatoes. But here's my big confession: made this beautiful fermented sauerkraut. Oh my gosh, it was so delicious. Our whole carrot harvest that was absolutely amazing this year. I fermented it, and guess what? Today I threw it all out. It was an epic fail.
Oh no.
It was moldy. It was disgusting. I contacted somebody who ferments and they were like, throw it all out. And I was so sick to my stomach
I
about
bet.
throwing it all out. But you got to learn. It was a valuable learning lesson.
That one carrot that you put on the shorts, that looked hilarious. That was
It looked like somebody with a big butt and some skinny legs.
frog legs.
Yep. Yeah. So there's my confession. I may put the video up anyway and just say epic fail. I need help. What went wrong? Because I had filmed the video, but I hadn't gotten to it yet. And then I went to check on them today and they were not good at all.
And that's like, I know that had to be a letdown because that's double work for you because you put all the work into the carrots and then all the work into trying to get them to that stage.
Super disappointing, but you know, again, a valuable learning experience. One of my friends on Instagram said to me, well, harsh lesson, but guess what? You learn not to put your whole harvest in one preparation method, you know, essentially.
Right.
But yeah, the sauerkraut we made in ball fermenting jars, and it was easy. First time making it. Best sauerkraut ever. Turned out so successful. And then the carrots, not so much.
Well,
Fail.
you know what? If first you don't succeed, you try again.
Yep. Yep. I think there's a fermenting course in my future now because I'm not having that happen again.
Well, Cowgirl threw her pepper sauce out. You know, making cheese is something I have wanted to try.
Me too. Oh, Rochelle said she fermented pickles and they went moldy. Yeah. Here's the thing. And I don't know if anybody ferments in this chat, but we put the sauerkraut on our kitchen counter and covered it with a towel because it needs to be in the dark, so to speak. So with the carrots, I thought to myself, oh, brilliant idea. I took a little like square baking pan, put the 4 jars in it, same setup. And then I put the towel over it. And they were in our pantry closet in the dark where it's very cool because it's not heated. So I thought, oh, it'll take a little longer. 2 of them are molded so bad that I will just leave it at that. They're in the garbage.
Oh.
Nice, bright, beautiful looking homegrown carrots. Sorry, I'm still bitter over it.
You need to grow you just a patch next year to experiment with.
Heck, I'm going to buy them from the store and experiment instead of using my own. That's what I'm going to do. I'll tell you that right now.
Prepare all year until it comes time, right? Kombucha.
Yeah, I never made that.
Never had kombucha. Fresh cheese before, it was fun. But back to the gadgets comment that Gardner made. We put this new kitchen, redone the kitchen, new cabinets. I mean, I've got all kinds of cabinet space, and it's full. My daughter's like, Mom, you've got too much kitchen stuff. I just started accumulating. You know, I've got my KitchenAid now. I've got my Ninja. I've got all this stuff, and it's taking up all my space.
Yep.
But we have a 3-bathroom home. And 1 bathroom is off of my hall right there. I think I'm going to turn that into a pantry because we don't use it as a bathroom.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to finish just gutting it out, and I'm going to have a big walk-in pantry. And I think that's where I'm going to put all of my big appliances that I don't use all the time, you know.
Smart. That's what we do. That's what we do. The KitchenAid, I mean, it's getting heavy moving it back and forth, but I don't use it as often.
Well, I
And
thought about, even since it's plumbed there for a bathroom sink, is to run a single kitchen sink in there, a small sink.
yep.
Put a counter on one side. It's got plugs, outlets, and just use
Yeah.
all my appliances in there. And I never even have to, I don't have to move them. I don't have to do anything.
That's smart. That's smart.
But I don't know. That's just a dream, I guess, right now. I got to get my dining room done first.
I hear you. If anyone's seen our
Too
kitchen
many
in the
projects
video,
going, they don't get finished.
yeah, we have a kitchen that has just apparently been, what's the word for it? Modge podged over the years. And we laugh because like someone made a comment that the kitchen was nice, and I was like, but I've never had a new kitchen, but I think it's going to get gutted soon because it's just
We have
bad.
gotten the habit of, we've paid off our home and we're just going to fix it as we go because we don't want to
Nice.
start over. So, but we've gotten to the habit of working in patches. We'll work a little here and leave it, and go work a little over here and leave it. Hey, Colleen.
Hey, Colleen.
And she is one of my faves. She is a faithful person.
Yes, she is. And Colleen, it's your birthday coming soon, isn't it? Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. Cowgirl said my mother-in-law thinks I love kitchen gadgets and buys me all kinds of roasters, blenders, pressure cookers. 3 complete ninja sets.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, you need to share. Let's see, what does she need to share? Maybe let's add to our collection. You know, we'll just relieve you of some of that.
I had Country Mama musings laughing because I have KitchenAid, I have the mixer, I have a food processor, I have a blender, whole bunch of stuff, a little mini food processor, all that stuff. And I got to tell you, all these years, I never really used it because I don't like to cook. So fast forward all these years, I didn't want to get rid of them because I'm like, someone gave that to us and it's expensive and I feel like it's good quality, so I'm going to keep it. So I told Country Mama the other day, I said, wow, first time I pulled out the food processor and we've been married 20 years. It's been pulled out I think it's been pulled out like 3 times. and it's been recent.
Gardner told her she'd take a ninja.
Yeah, we just pack it up and move it.
She does like to cook, but she doesn't like to have to cook.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither.
No.
I cook to avoid waste. That's it.
Yeah. And sometimes we go through these spells where we eat out a lot, and then I get to adding up everything we've spent, and I'm like,
yeah,
we're just gonna eat at home. I can buy
yeah.
3 bills of groceries. No,
Yeah.
now you can't, but you know.
Guilty. We've stopped it recently, but we still do it. Colleen said her birthday is November 14th. She's a Scorpio girl. Hey, Colleen, guess what? My birthday is the 7th. My son is the 16th. So Scorpio power.
She says she used hers 3 times this week.
Oh my gosh, Rochelle, you're an overachiever. I love you. But she makes good stuff. I'm like, hey, can we have a fried egg sandwich? Like it's homegrown.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, cool, Rochelle. November 5th. Awesome.
My 26th wedding anniversary is the 3rd of November.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Very cool.
Friends don't call me don't call me Martha for nothing.
I made Martha Stewart and I'm not a fan of her, quite honestly, but Martha Stewart pancake mix this weekend. It was amazing.
Yeah. Mine is
Thanks, Colleen.
oh, what is her name? that totally left me. She's a popular cook.
Barefoot Contessa?
No, Paula Dean.
Oh, yeah, she's awesome. Oh, more bacon.
My husband is not a fan of her. He does not like her personality. If I make anything that's her recipe, I just don't put her name on it.
Yep. Hey, Rochelle, I do the same thing. I cook, I sew. Well, I don't garden. Ryan does the gardening, but
I don't sew. That would get interesting.
yeah, I do sew. I used to sew a lot when my son was little. When I was in my 20s, I used to sew, believe it or not, like these little elastic banded shorts. So you would get the print pattern material, and then you would buy like primary color t-shirts cheap at Walmart or something. So it worked out good.
She's going butter.
But does she still cook that way? Does Paula still cook that way?
She's a firm believer in butter.
Well, she used to be, but I thought she got healthier. I haven't watched her in years, but I did a quiche one time and I was like, oh my gosh. It's all butter, eggs, and cheese. I love
Well,
this.
hey, Pioneer Woman had a some kind of potato recipe that I was fixing to try. It had so much butter in it. I know it had like 3 or 4 sticks. I'm like, really?
Heart attack central.
Marina said when Paula stops cooking, the stock price on butter will fall drastically.
No kidding. No kidding. And Shannon said her birthday is a week apart from Colleen. That's pretty cool.
So next Sunday is Shannon's then.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Good night, Shannon. Thanks for
Shannon.
jumping on and moderating, and I will holler at you later. Anyway, y'all, we've made it almost an hour. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it.
I have too. Thanks so much for having us tonight. We're really excited.
Yeah, and we will do it again.
That sounds like a plan.
And but I guess we better let everybody go to bed. It's what time for you? 8? It's 8 for you.
Yeah, it's about 3 minutes of 8, and then I got another interview in about a half hour.
Oh my girl.
That's all right. It works well because I got everything done today I needed to get.
Well, thanks everyone for coming on.
Shannon, hold on a minute. Rochelle's like, where's Ryan? Ryan worked today, so he's keeping Diesel busy, just so you know, before she signs off. Thank you.
Tell him he has to show up on the next one, huh?
It's more me than him.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. My husband could care less. Right, that's your hobby.
I get it.
But anyway, Colleen said it's 8:57. They're in Jamaica.
Nice.
8:58 here. So we're almost on the same time frame, maybe.
Gwen, Bro Cowgirl, it is on Country Mama Musings channel. It's a 10-minute live. It's a fast and furious.
Oh, you're gonna get the rapid fire.
Yep.
No, you better be
I'm
ready.
the guinea pig.
Are you the first one?
Yep.
Oh,
I volunteered. I love her. So
I love her personality. She's
you should meet her in person. And she takes you through the store looking for a Salty Heifer t-shirt. Trust me, it's an experience. Yes, Rochelle, 10-minute live. That's all. It's going to be a quick and dirty is what she's saying. Well, listen, Sherry, thank you so much for having us.
Yes.
Having me. I'm sorry. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you coming on. And I appreciate everybody that's joined us. And it's been a lot of fun talking with everybody.
Absolutely.
We'll do it again next Monday night. We'll see what Mama V's doing.
Sounds like fun.
But we will catch all you guys later. And y'all have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.